Yeah, start
All right.
recording.
Okay, started recording. Good. All right. Hi, good morning, everyone. I am Sukumaran R.S. Ramachandran, the chair for the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers Consultants Network Affinity Group, and your host for the day. On behalf of IEEE CNEC Malaysia, as in short we are known, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Ms. Jane Chu and Carlman Chia, and
Thank you.
also to each and every one of you present here today. Welcome to another episode of Professional Activities and Industrial Relations, or PAIR as we are known in short. Thank you all for your registering and participating in today's program. I can assure all of you that you will learn something very interesting and beneficial. This program will be for about an hour or so, followed by some question and answers. Now, before we start, some house rules. Please mark your attendance so as to enable us to issue you the certificate of participation. Attendance sheet will be posted on the chat box later. The CNET membership forms will also be posted in the chat box. Take note, the CNET membership is free. Any question you'd like to ask, you may also use the chat box while the program is in session. Please switch off your microphone when the session is in. This should avoid unnecessary disturbance. And finally, there will be a survey form at the end of the program for your reviews and feedback, which will also be posted on the chat. Now, for the program of the day, a talk by Ms. Xu on AI-ready engineering, how firms can transform productivity, safety, and competitive advantage in the age of intelligence systems. Now, Jane Chu is a founder and AI strategy coach at TEDx AI Business Consulting Sdn Bhd. With 30 years in CRM, analytics, and strategy marketing, she helps organizations integrate AI, improve productivity, and build trust and governance for sustainable growth. She'll be joined by Mr. Kalman Chia, who is the founder and CEO of eGlobal SCM Solutions Sdn Bhd, a Malaysian technology company with MSc MD status, specializing in AI-driven ERP, automation, and digital transformation for SMEs. I now present to you Ms. Jane Chu. Ms. Jane Chu, the platform is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Yes, hi everyone. Yeah, just to say hi again, my name is Jane Chiu and I'm a AI strategy coach. So today I'm here to actually share a simple and practical way of how we should look at AI. And of course, I'm sharing from the non-technical angle, but Kalma will be sharing a little bit more on the technical angle. So, yeah. Yeah, let's talk about why we should really go into AI now. And today I'm going to cover. I try to cover as much as I can, but of course it will be high level, but should be enough for you to actually realize what AI is and how you can implement AI, using the ethical framework. All right. So that is my aim today for all of us. Okay. And now let's talk about why AI now. First, AI. I mean, in the last year or so, when I first started training the SME, I say, hey, we are still in early stage. Yeah, but along the way, my training content has actually moved a lot because AI also evolved very, very quickly as compared to, the internet boom where I went through also. So the time changes were fast, but AI, now we are in the era of AI. AI will make the world change even faster, right? So AI has actually moved from future technology to something that, all of us should leverage on. All right, so that is the message. And second, also, engineering and manufacturing teams, from your daily work to, daily work, you deal with a lot with documentation load, safety requirements, talent gaps, and so on. And all these, if you are using AI, it will help to solve some of your crashes. And third, AI is not here to replace engineers, but in fact, AI can actually help to augment the engineers and help them to actually focus in even higher value jobs. And finally, the comparative gap.
Okay.
Yeah, the comparative gap is actually widening. Some companies have already adopted and they are moving much faster. So for those who are still at,
Just 1 minute, Jay.
yep,
I think
yep,
you go back to number 3 because you were
mm.
cut off for some time.
Oh, I was cut off. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Number 3.
Yes.
So I was talking about AI is not here to replace engineers, but if engineers know how to use AI to take away some of their repetitive tasks, they are able to actually focus into even better value, better impact kind of jobs. Yeah, so that is number 3. So because a lot of people is actually having fear about AI, but yes, I will talk about, what is the impact to talent. But for now, at large, most of the people will benefit from AI, but we need to know how to use it the correct way. All right. Yeah. So everyone is actually talking about AI, machine learning, deep learning, and how many of you actually understand what it is, right? Yeah. Please feel free to actually put in your chat, put in your comment in the chat box. Then maybe later on I can take a look as well. Just want to understand your understanding of AI as well. And I would also love to know if any one of you who has not even started using ChatGPT or Gemini, yeah, if you are in this group of people, maybe you can also type something in the chat box so that I know. Okay. Okay, I'll just move on first. So let me just go through very quickly what AI is. AI is not new. It has actually happened way before 1980. That time we are already talking simulating human intelligence with machine. And later on in 2010, that is where machine learning, the term come in very strongly. So that time, our computer can already learn patterns, learn from data and make prediction. So a lot of banks, a lot of companies that are rich in data, they are already, started implementing AI in their, organization. So of course, along the way, there are a lot of other terms that come in. Some of the terms that you would have heard about would be neural network. That is also an analytical term where the data scientists use it to predict this and that and build models to achieve their assignment. All right. So now, 2020, that is where we heard so much about LLM, large language model, and that is the backbone of generative AI. Generative AI actually means, right, the computer is able to actually translate very difficult to understand coding into human language. So it can turn the output into text for us, into audio for us, and also visual generation. So that is AI. And then, of course, chatbot also move on to become more intelligent because in the past, chatbot is very rule-based, but now chatbot is tagging into generative AI and can respond to questions even smarter. And now this year especially, we heard a lot about agentic AI. So what is agentic AI? Are they the same as ChatGPT? Yeah. So maybe they're interrelated, but agentic AI is even one step further. It can actually help us to run sequence of tasks on our behalf. That's the power of agentic AI. Okay, of course, in future, there are some other AI that will be forming as well, but today we will just, my intention is just to let you know what is in the market now. All right, so now, yeah, AI is getting very simple as compared to last time when we learn any computer stuff, it sounds so technical. But now AI, any one of us can use AI tools easily without even knowing how to code. So the one thing that everyone should master is really the prompt engineering framework. So if we know how to prompt, we will be able to make use of most of the AI tools to the max, right? So prompt engineering is all about having a proper thinking framework to actually ask the correct question and so that AI can generate the best output for it. So the better your prompt is, the better your output is as well. Okay, so of course those chatbot that AI tools that you would have come across would be things like the ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and so on. So all these are very common tools. I think most of us would have tried by now. Okay, so as I mentioned, prompt engineering we can go very much deeper, but for now, if you just want to master something at least basic level, you should always remember when we write a prompt using ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot, we always have these three items there. We tell ChatGPT who we are, who we want AI to act as. For example, act as a senior project engineer, or I'm a CEO, act as a CEO, right? So what task do you want AI to do for you? Summarize this site report, for example. And then, of course, you write down all your context, right? The more detailed you are, the better AI understand you, the better the output. So you can also specify what output you want ChatGPT or Gemini to produce for you. You want it to be in a table format, you want it to be in a framework format. There are a lot of consultant framework there. You can also mention those framework names and you say, hey, please produce it into this, let's say IDA framework format for me. So then ChatGPT would know and produce accordingly. Yeah, so this is a simple prompt framework that you can remember and always use it. Because a lot of us, right, we use ChatGPT like using Google, where we go into the search engine, just type something and just ask, hey, where to eat, where to go for movie, how do I solve this problem? We just ask simple questions. But then if you ask two simple questions, we underutilize ChatGPT. And remember, if you are paying for the use of all these AI tools, right, we need to be very careful because we will be charged based on, how much we ask, right? So the more detailed your prompt is, probably the cost saving is better for us, right? So this is something that I would encourage everyone to at least master for now. So by using this simple prompt, you may not need to go into very detailed coding for now. And AI tools like ChatGPT can do all these 6 functions, for example, to generate content for you, analyze data for you. This is very wonderful. It's a very, very wonderful tool. I find that once I upload something, raw data, it can actually analyze and give me output beautifully. It can also summarize your annual report for you. It transforms your story. It can help you create content, create also images, and also you can ask some simulation kind of a question and ask ChatGPT to give you some output. Okay, so these are the 6 major functions. Okay, now let's come to engineering and manufacturing. I think the key categories of AI use cases falls under these 4: predictive analytics, NLP, documentation and reporting summarization, and also computer vision, and as well as intelligent assistant and workflow management. So of course, what I have, the earlier session I talked about what AI is, right? So AI is actually beyond ChatGPT, beyond the Gemini that I talked about just now. So if you are going further to actually make a very unified system for you for your company, you may need to have all 4 categories built into one system. So let's take a look what predictive analytics for you. In engineering or manufacturing, I think predictive analytics is very much applicable in predicting, equipment failure, predicting quality issues. So if we can predict when issues will surface and we stop them, then it will probably help the organization to save a lot of time, save a lot of cost as well. All right. So, and AI is also very useful when it comes to documentation and reporting. So imagine some manufacturing companies or some retail companies, they may have historical sales data, historical issues logged into hard copies or probably in Excel but not consolidated. So let's say AI has the ability to consolidate all these data into one place, but of course, human need to do that lah. So the data scientists will have to pull all the data into somewhere, and AI has the ability to actually make the messy data into a structured manner and produce very beautiful PDF report for you or even website for you. Okay, just imagine the stock market, if you are familiar with TradingView, AI can produce like that, something like that, just from the annual report of all the companies. Okay, yeah. So AI can also be used in, of course, I think engineers are very familiar with this, computer vision. So by putting the cameras and also the predictive modeling behind the computer vision, then AI is used in helping companies in safety monitoring, equipment inspection, and also integration with drones and robotics. So for example, it is very useful to detect anyone actually get into very restricted zone, right? So with the computer vision, it will create some kind of alerts to the team. And we can also detect whether someone is wearing enough safety, safety gears into certain areas. So all this can be detected. So, and the next thing would be intelligent assistant and workflow. This one is also a lot of company, not just manufacturing, a lot of companies are trying to automate their processes. So processes can be something like, it can help the engineers to generate proposals or quotation for you. The number two would be process automation. For example, when we receive a tender, AI can actually help you summarize, pick up the key points. This one is task automation. And the third one is automated decision support. So for example, we want to compare performance of machine. So the AI can actually help you with report pooling and also make some recommendation based on the report for you. Intelligent assistant also can mean, for example, let's say we have a lot of issues logged in the past sitting all over the place, right? But now if we consolidate all these things into one internal knowledge base, and we plug in the AI function into it, the engineers will save a lot of time because they do not need to dig out all the past historical record to check through all the issues, right? They can just go into the AI tools and ask, show me past vibration issues for pump number 3. AI will produce that report in just maybe by minute, right? Or by seconds. And workflow automation across department is also commonly used in companies. So for example, safety workflow, the computer vision actually detect unsafe behavior, and it helps to log the incident. And from there, it generates a summary and also can alert the safety officers. So these are some of the sample workflow automation that AI can help us to create. So in short, AI is very useful to help manufacturing or engineering companies in enhancing their operation, and it can also boost their productivity and help them to manage risk. And it will definitely help all the companies when it comes to the need to communicate and collaborate better. So now, let's get into the main topic, how to become an AI-ready leader. So as mentioned, I think not all of us need to know AI in a very technical manner because AI is getting easier. But if you are the CEO or you are the manager of certain department, we need to know how to direct, assess, and adopt. Okay? And we should always have strategy first mindset. That means before we implement any tools, we need to know what problem we want to solve. And we should also build a culture of safe experimentation as well as get ready to uplift our talent. because AI is going to disrupt some job roles. Okay, so now let me go into the topic why strategy, why jumping into AI without a strategy can be very costly. Okay, AI itself may not be expensive. What is expensive is if we implement AI without a strategy, right? Because sometimes without strategy, we buy different we use different AI tools, even though they are cheap, so-called, right? But it does not solve the real problem. So that is where, you know, the money is wasted, the time is wasted as well. All right. So tools, today you can actually see a lot of AI tools in the market, and each one of them claim to solve different problems. But here is the mistake. If they do not use the tool, they do not define the problem, and they start using the tool. So I always advocate, before we choose any AI solution, we must always ask what problem are we solving, what friction are we removing, and where does this sit in our business model, and which layer of work does this AI support? So all these questions are something that we need to answer. Okay, and again, I want to state this again. We always start with problem, not the technology. And here is the you know, how AI can come into, you know, how do we make use of AI for competitive advantage? So this is actually a business model innovation created by some famous people, right? So there are 9 or 10 blocks here. So I classify them into 4. So as you can see from here, the pink color here, problem and solution, this refers to customers and hence what problem are we solving, what solution are we giving our customers. So can AI play a role here? For sure. Because now with AI, our customer expectation is different. So hence our product development, product design can also be different. And we also need to know who our customers. As I mentioned, customer expect very different treatment now because of AI. So we need to also redefine our customer journey. And okay, so on the third layer here is the operation part of it. So I call it resource. We need to also come up with resource-driven AI. So because different expectation on the customer journey or different type of product we need to produce, and also there is a need to actually fulfill all these two big requirements, right? I think the manufacturing processes may also need to enhance it, and it has to be AI enabled as well. Okay, so this is what I call resource-driven AI. And lastly, these 2 blocks, we talk about how the business make money. So how we make money come from, either we reduce the cost or we have extra revenue stream, correct? So AI can also potentially generate extra revenue stream. For example, you know, food outlets that have many outlets, they don't sell food. They are also earning from, you know, selling data. Data has been, you know, that they can actually sell traffic data into certain area to developers. So they are making use of data as a additional revenue stream for their business. And how business can reduce money? Definitely because we are using AI to create better efficiency. So definitely the cost structure will come down. So that's why AI play a role in finance as well. So that's why when we implement AI, we need to come from the strategy angle first. What exactly we are solving? This is what I meant. So this is an illustration or example of you know, fridge, how fridge evolved, right? During AI 1.0, we are talking during this era, fridge was smart enough because it has sensor. So fridge can actually adjust cooling based on ambient temperature, and we as consumer, we are happy with that, right? But when AI evolved into AI 2.0, the fridge now has even better intelligence. it can actually send notification to us to tell you, hey, your milk in the fridge is already expired. So this is how AI can be connected to us in our life, right? And what about AI 3.0? Same, we are using fridge. Fridge now enhanced into AI 3.0 already. So now the fridge can actually suggest low sodium recipe if the users is on a health plan. That means the AI know our situation. So let's say I have three, high cholesterol, for example. I'm not supposed to eat something, right? So it can actually alert me by looking at what I put in the fridge, right? So another example is it can also add eggs in the shopping list based on what they know from my fridge. They know, my egg is left with only two, right? So it will automatically add the eggs into my, let's say, Shopee shopping cart. So that is AI 3.0. So AI has evolved this way. So let's say we know AI has this ability, right? But if let's say our product stay at AI 1.0, do you think this product will be phased out? It will, right? The company is going to lose customer base because everyone want to go into AI 2.0 or 3.0. Okay, so this is a quadrant divided by job that require high creativity and also whether the job requires compassion. Okay, so the jobs are being put into 4 quadrants like that. Do you think any jobs role here will be affected because of AI? It will. For example, here, the quadrant over here, this job requires low compassion. That means it does not require a human talk to the customer. No need human interaction in this case, right? And then this job also does not require a lot of strategy or creative thinking. So the job falls under here. For example, even radiologists, they are so-called, people need to study at least university to be a radiologist, right? But this job is also at risk. So job role here will need to be redefined because their job can be replaced by AI. So as a company leader, you need to think, how to what to do with this group of people, how to upskill them. That's why we say we need to prepare to upskill our talent. All right. So we need to move people into here, and into here. All right. So this one I cannot tell in detail. So there are a lot of strategy behind. Um, so so in short, right, this quadrant, just now I show you all the jobs there, right? This quadrant can be is what we call full automation zone. This quadrant is what we call AI. Will be human will still need to work with human. With AI. So we call it AI co-creation zone. And this part, we still need compassion. Maybe we deal with the high net worth individual. We still need human, but human assisted by AI because AI give data, give insights about the customer. So this is what we call human-led assisted by AI. And job roles here is what I is safest to me, right? Because these people can be the strategic thinker. They are the one driving the direction. So even marketing people, they have to move from copywriter. They have to move and think like a marketing manager to stay, to survive in the age of AI. They need to have the strategic thinking so that they put their job role into this quadrant. This is the safest one. So AI is going to disrupt the job function, and it will also disrupt industry. Okay, some industry that will be affected if they don't redefine their job, their value proposition for the customer. Okay, so yeah. So now I am going to talk about this one. I will also talk. I will also tell at a high level basis for companies who want to run AI transformation, right? Because as I show you, there are 9 to 10 blocks of business processes that we need to look at based on just the business model innovation. So but how should we start? The starting point is always top down. we need to start from enterprise transformation level. We need to look at, what skill to upgrade, what business processes to change. So top-down approach. And then only we go into divisional transformation. And the next level is the process transformation. Then we go granular. Okay. So they are always, some companies that also may want to go for bottom-up approach. They may actually, give free hand to their department, to their people, to just run anything they like, experiment anything they like. So end up also good, at least a good start they are starting. But there's no consolidation. Maybe there is some wastage of resources as well. And more importantly, there is no consolidated infrastructure to support the whole AI transformation. Okay, so that's why we say strategy always top down. I want to come straight to this slide. This is what I meant. AI should not be used like a standalone tool. But of course, ChatGPT and all those is fine. But if you are talking about you want to be able to do predictive analytics, you want to be able to generate what knowledge base, consolidated knowledge base, so that everyone have the similar understanding of the company. So this kind, you need data to support, right? You need one consolidated data and not data in each department. If this happens, we are not going to be able to have a unified platform, and we are also not going to be able to have unified customer experience. So that's why that is why the importance of having a consolidated ERP system. Okay, so this is about the strategy thing. But now I would like to come to this thing. Let's talk about the challenges of AI and some of the ethical consideration. Okay, for some of you who are using ChatGPT or Gemini, sometimes where the output given by them, right, are not accurate, we need to be aware. There can be error. So we need to be, so that's why when we build internal knowledge base, we need to also make sure data accuracy. Sometimes we need to be aware that when we get some knowledge from outside, we need to have someone, a human, to filter all these input first before they use it. Okay, so this is something important for everyone to know. So also, even if we have data, internal data in-house, right, sometimes the data can be biased. When data is biased, our action or insight given also can be biased. So ended up we do something wrong. Okay. So for example, one famous case study from Amazon is they use AI to get talent, but ended up because of their past recruitment policy, they ended up only recruiting selected group of people because they are refined based on their past data. So these are things that we need to understand. When things like that happen, it may cause reputational risk to the organization as well. Also, when we use AI, we need to be able to explain, hey, why AI suggests this? Why does it make sense? We as humans need to be able to explain this. If not, I think it is really unsafe to use AI. And I think lastly, I also want to highlight, we must use AI ethically, because nowadays, you know that a lot of people are using AI to scam as well, right? So all these things, we need to create some kind of culture to let everyone in the company to use AI ethically, and especially when it comes to data privacy as well, because we are not supposed to collect customer data without their knowledge. And if we were to use it in whatever way, we also need to inform and get permission. So these are the part about data privacy, and it can be a very big thing when someone were to dispute. All right. So, so these are the high-level ethical consideration that I would like to share today. Okay, so for me, if you are interested in getting any AI training, AI for business training, you can contact me. And I also run a 10x Business Club, where because my vision together with Carmen, actually we created a club called 10x Business Club, where we want to get as many people to use AI so that they can future-proof their business or even career. So, and the cost of the club is not expensive. It's only 20 ringgit per year. If you are interested, you can join, or you can even help us to promote it. Yeah, so now I would like to pass my session to Carmen.
Thank you, Jane, and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for Mr. Suku, Jane, and the rest of doctors, professional, engineers. Morning to all of you. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunities to share with you guys. Let me share my screen. And just now when Jane was actually talking about one of her slide was actually talking about implementing let me see, be able to see my screen.
Yes. Hey, what happened?
Wait,
Your screen was on just now.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay. So let me know that the screen is there.
Okay. Okay. AI leadership, right?
Yep. Right.
Okay.
So just now Jane was actually talking about one part where she mentioned about the it has to start from somewhere. It has to start from the enterprise data structures, right? And today I'm going to use an ERP system called Odoo. Why this? Although I'm a reseller, but I'm not going to just talk about it in detail. But it's just because I'm familiar with Odoo. So the processes that I'm going to use that, for as an example, that for all you can actually visualize the data structure that we're going to talk about. But of course, although it has its own uniqueness, in terms of, let's say you're looking at this group, user friendly versus business group. Now it's actually at the far right, means that Odoo has a lot of functions, a lot of modules, and it versus the SAP, the big brother, in the market for ERP. SAP is a lot of functions, but it's not easy to use. So that is actually the way. But you say, oh, maybe some of us say, oh, I want to have in the market, a lot of SMEs or even engineers. They use, like for example, Trello, Slacks. They use that, for tracking, tracking those messages and also project management. But all this, can be served by Odoo. But okay, shall not to talk about that. But I do want to talk about when Jane was mentioning that to implement ERP, or in fact, even if you're going to adopt if let's say you're a business owner, that if we're going to implement ERP, I will always suggest that and totally agree top down, can never bottom up. If anyone is going to engage us to do bottom up, I probably will say, I mean, we cannot help, so that is actually the experience, because I've been doing that for since 2008, where the Odoo that we are serving right now, that time they were still called Tiny ERP, and then they changed the name to Open ERP, and then now to Odoo. So we have been doing that, and then I have a team, to do customization, and then at the same time, I'm focusing on right now more towards training. Now, I actually would like to find out, from you guys, if I don't know whether you ever asked, there are so many tools around. Every day there are new tools coming up. I don't know how is all you able to identify all these logos, and then you will ask which one is the best. We don't have a lot of time into interaction, but maybe some of you maybe want to just type out, what are the tools that you identify or you are already using, or you do not, you're not yet using. Then kind of like myself and Jen, we kind of like know that our audiences whether you have really been using the AI or not, right? So what I'm going to cover today, I'm going to start with two demos, physical demos, so that we will, just now Jane mentioned about predictive prevention maintenance. I do have one demo for that. And then I will talk about the ERP that we're going to use AI to directly request or inquire the data in it. Then later on, I'm going to talk about some facts, and then maybe there are already some sort of topic that are because of the time-wise, I may want to just skip it, but we will probably talk about something like, the Google AI shift a little bit, and we talk about will AI, I mean, everyone is also considering, hey, will AI really going to replace my job or not? No? It's very powerful. I mean, talking about my one of my physical brothers is here, one of the attendants, one of the attendees. He is a non-developer, and lately he told me, he said that now, Carmen, I develop a user control modules, non-developers, totally no idea about coding, and he developed that, and he's quite happy about that. Ken is there. So it's like, wow, it's possible, man. It's like, will that replace engineers' job? That is something that we will be asking. So then at the end, then we're gonna touch a little bit on how can we really master AI from zero to hero. Okay, let me just show you quickly about the still able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I actually have prepared 5 workflow, but I don't think I can go through. I only will go through the first one, which is work center health monitoring and predictive maintenance alert system. Now I have prepared the data, in over here. There will be this data will be used. UC1 auto predictive is some sort of like a spreadsheet. I shall not go into detail with it, but it's a mock data. Okay, it's a mock data. So I'm gonna explain the workflow a little bit that you know what it's actually doing. Okay, so imagine that this is actually the workflow that you'll be seeing when you do automation. Now imagine that if you have some sort of IoT devices that collecting the data, right? And then you update it to the table just now when I have just shown you guys. That is what it actually does. It will keep, so it means that there will be a sorts of streams of data that is going to stream from IoT devices. They're going to come into the so-called data to the data table. Now, what do we have inside the data table? Okay, here you can see that just now we talk about. I heard that Jane mentioned vibration. I'm not the one who designed this. And guess what? AI designed this for me. Because I'm using an idea from the ERP processes, and I asked the AI to design for me. So it actually helped me to design all this table for me. So this is actually what we're going to do, in a simplest form, to actually feed, let's say, your IoT data into, let's say, collecting like from which work order, which machine ID, right? And then you keep track of the vibration, the temperature, the pressure, depending. So this one, I am not the matter expert on this, and maybe so many of you here, you will know what it actually means. Now, but I will be able to explain to you guys, the workflow, what it means. So the IoT devices will collect it, into this, data table, and it will start calculating, the vibration, and whatever it's going to talk about. All this is all calculation. It will not be too difficult for all the engineers and doctors around here to actually understand the code here. And all this code also is done by AI. Now it will calculate, all the data. It will come out. It means that it will go and screen through the data, right? And it will check out, and see whether is there any, based on the code here, to determine, whether there is any data that is, out of the threshold that we are monitoring. And then we will pass it into the OpenAI model that Jen was mentioning about the agent. And then after that, it will actually go and check whether the we will structure the data basically, and then we will check whether it's maintenance required, based on the calculated, or maybe even throw out, after the AI has done the analysis. Like for example here, if we can have a whole thing of giving the AI the brain, the guide, about how it perform the task. So then you say, or you are the predictive maintenance AI analysis, then it will task you need to analyze the machine health, blah blah blah. Then it will consider which one is critical high, and all these things, it will be coming a structured data later on. That it could be used. It can be used for preparing the data, and finally update into a dashboard. The dashboard looks something like this. It will be something like, this is actually blank, but it will keep track. If let's say the flow here, basically it will filter out only those machine that is under warning, or is really, if let's say it's normal, it will not flow through the whole flow here. So at the end, it will update the dashboard and enable the maintenance department or the engineer to take a look at it and see whether any action need to be taken, and any preventive maintenance need to be carried out, and all this. So I shall run this right now. So here actually is a weekly schedule, but of course we can actually check, and we are not going to go into a very detail on doing this. I'm just going to just run through. So at the end, our goal is just to fill in the data here. So if we're going to just screen through here, we say we're going to just run the data, like over here. If let's say we're going to execute the step, you're going to pull out the data from the data table, and then you're going to pass this output data to the code here. So the code will receive the data, and then when you execute it, it will actually produce the result over here, right? Produce the result, and then it will pass to the AI. The AI will execute, and then it will come out all the output for each of the records. Each of the records, it will look through, and it will pass, and then it will analyze it based on the condition or the message that we have set up here, right? Then and then after that, it will come, and then it will check over here. It will check and see whether all this, any one of those, let's say maintenance agency is low, it will not be listed. But when we execute it, it will just take out all the warning signs. And as you can see here, we have 20 items. Now we filter only 9 items shall be taken, as a maintenance required, items. Then we will pass it, to prepare the work order. So the work order, basically we're going to just pass it back, to format it according to our Excel format. It can be your Microsoft Excel, or it can be your Google spreadsheets, right? So once you have that, it means that it execute these steps, right? It will just perform, and update the dashboard. So if I'm going to just run all here from this dashboard, if I'm going to just execute this step, it will populate, all the data around here. So let me just populate it, run it, executing the node, then it will fill in, and over here it will have the data over here, and then of course we can formulate it, and all this data, it was posted and get the data from our workflow down here. Okay, so this is actually one of the example. Now another example, this is actually the whole predictive. It's kind of like give you a concept of what you can do with the automation plus the AI, to do your day-to-day, a very time-consuming kind of job, that you can actually do it, right? So another one is actually this, right? So I'm going to show you this is actually the Odoo interface. And whatever I show you guys here is actually free of charge. You are able to get it from the website here. And then you can actually register, but be careful that free means that it's only free one apps. You have many apps here, right? You can only pick one that you use. Like for example, you pick the manufacturing. So that was what I did. So I actually generate a free, Odoo manufacturing modules that I can use. And also be careful that if let's say I'm just sharing out of the, do not tick any of this, when you're doing setting, be careful when you're setting it up, if let's say you tick anything extra, it will trigger, the payment, that you have to start paying, and per user, it charge, 13 US, I think 13 to 14 US per month per user. So, but I shall not go into that in depth. But I'm just going to use the data free of charge, and all this data, as you can see that in my manufacturing, I have the product, the bill of materials, and the bill of materials, all this data, I will need to use a chatbot to actually use the AI to request from it. I have already connected with it through MCP, Model Context Protocol. Also, it's not really part of today. I think we don't have the time to go into the detail, but I have already connected it. So now, imagine that I have a system. This system, actually, I have connected with the integration part. I have already connected it with the OpenAI, whatever I have to. And then I will go to my workflow. This is one of the chatbot platform that we use. It's very simple to use in a way. If let's say we will, you learn how to do it. It's not difficult for engineer to actually pick up. So now, actually, I want to show you guys about this particular workflow. This workflow, what it does is actually, through a chatbot, I want to inquire live data from this particular database, the ERP, right? So what I'm going to do is let me just show. I won't go into the flow, but I will just go into, like, let's say, for example, I design a wheel, and this actually, if let's say you scanned it, you actually are able to just be able to connect it to my database here. Okay, so now it detected, okay, I need to have authentication before I can start query my database. So it has, for safety reasons. So I say, okay, authenticate, and it will detect who are you. I say, okay, the number is correct. That I need to get the OTP. So the OTP sent from the system right now, because I'm showing you the demo, but in fact it actually sent it to my WhatsApp. The WhatsApp over here is actually is the same, is the same one OTP, and I have to key in here, means that you will only be authenticated, if the system can verify who you are when you have registered the handphone or the mobile phone to the back end. Okay, so now I created, and once I log, when I started, so okay, now I can inquiry data. So he said, okay, I'm ready. So I need to start chatting. So here is a system. Outside, you can imagine that you can use Telegram, you can use WhatsApp, you can use whatever. Now I'm going to say, okay, what is there? Okay, is there any new manufacturing orders in my Odoo database? So I can send it, and it will just really go into the database, and then search for it. Let me just hold it for a while. Okay. Okay, it's processing. Okay, so it's there. So there is one manufacturing order, and then it's a 002. So I continue to check. So let me just ask, what are the items in my order, in my manufacturing order? Order with number. I want you to list out the items. Let's see whether, then I'll show you the data and see whether that data is it correct. Okay, of course, this authentication is already, controlled by the access right, at the background of the ERP data, that I can actually control the access right. So now let's just see that while we're waiting for it, let's go to the manufacturing order here. Manufacturing orders. Okay, I'm going to go to 002, this one. Also, it's supposed to be, the product of all this, we are to produce this particular product. Let's see. Okay, so it's there. So the item in your manufacturing order is this, one tabletop, four board, 10 screws. So here it goes. So means that, I'm actually connecting the AI with my ERP data to use the AI to query, the structured data. So imagine that the engineer or maybe the production manager want to have a quick summary, you can just send it. Now, of course, you can actually write it, but you can actually use a voice, and the voice can convert it, the text to the speech to text, and then the text to speech, you can actually get, your assistant, up, running at no time. So that is basically some of the simple demo that I plan to show you guys. And yep. So we have talked about, the some of the, Jane has talked about predictive maintenance, intelligent forecasting, supply chain resilience. Now all this data, the numbers that I got is actually from Perplexity research, but I have not really go and dig all the way down to the source and pull out the data. So you don't have to ask me and say, come on, later on the FAQ, hey, is your data Mach 1 or what? I have to really answer that by really digging down deep, but I got it from Perplexity. Likely is correct lah. Okay. So what it's saying is basically you see that we all have a lot of improvement now, especially when we're applying AI in the manufacturing processes and all those. It really helps. So this one I think Jen has already covered. Now, of course, at the end of it, why Odoo, I think as Odoo, you can actually buy it, to subscribe it from their platform. Yes, we are a reseller, but we actually do a community. It means that you can actually go to the GitHub and download the source code and then run it yourself, and yeah, you can do whatever you want, with the code, you can design. And then we have been doing the development for the for the SME, for the industry, for the manufacturing of quite a numbers of industries that we serve. We have been doing the customization. We have customized the localized accounts, including the e-invoicing, including all this. Now what I want to say is there are also one of the project that we remember is actually is a radiator manufacturers. We actually help them to pull out the data from the solid edge, and then to the solid edge, and then convert it into a bill of material, so that they would not need to, repeat, I mean, with all the key in process, but it's very painful process for. But anyway, we have done that as well. So today, why we want to say, well, is AI and structured data. AI has to be coming from a structured data. We ask a natural language which is unstructured way of talking to an AI, but the best that it can actually give us is actually give us back a very structured, a very, a organized form of the information. So here we are, standing at a crossroad that, yeah, we are using, Excel file, we all using it, but we have to decide, to decide to use a structured data and some sort, using some of the processes that we don't have to rethink over, because ERP, they have already, all these companies like SAP, Microsoft, Oracle, Odoo, they already have the best practices. The structured data is all there already. So we just have to adopt it, and so even if you say, we are not ready for the ERP yet, that's fine. You can actually structure your data according to the, the detail, and then that will actually helps, but a lot of companies, they want to have a big jump from accounting. I'm listing the Oracle SQL accounting because it's very popular, but I'm not saying that they are not good, or they serve accounting financial purposes, but they are not for manufacturing, they are not for project management. They will have limitation, a very limitation, and plus they are not able to customize it according to your industries. So these are some of the things that I said why we need to adopt, and why Odoo. And Odoo is free. I mean, free in a way that you can download it, and set it up in your own servers. And then, of course, if you need to do further, we are always here to help. So we have so these are some of the the screen, they have a full manufacturing. You can plan out your forecast, you can plan out your all the data that probably we are looking at, is there. This is one of the product setup, and you have so many different things. It link up with your inventory, your purchase, your sales. Purchase means your vendor, with a different pricing. Let's say you're selling to your customer with a different price, price computation, all those is all possible. Multi-currency, multi-company, multi-warehouses, all those is there. Now, so here we are, that we have like some sort of manufacturing orders, then it means that when we have the data inside here, we are able to, especially for managers, because we're talking about AI leadership here. So manager will not need to require to log in, but I can just use my whatever, your favorite, chatbot, it can be ChatGPT, it can be your Claude, it can be your Gemini, it's all doable, right? It's all doable. So here, I think, we really see that, we are expecting there will be an explosive market growth, when we apply to AI, and the cost of downtown, definitely it will really change, because as our main challenges for manufacturing is always the time. It's not like we don't know what to do, but it's always the time. So the time that we have as human, we're putting it, 8 hours a day. We can only focus on one thing at a time. But right now, with AI, you can have the agents. The agents you can spin up, many multiple agents, and you can 24/7, around the clocks, around the 365 days, and keep doing it. So now here we are in Malaysia. We know that SME digitization, we have a gap there. So national also set up some goals. And I think we can leverage a lot of national, especially in terms of manufacturing, in terms of engineers. Even talking about HRDC, they have lots of those kind of potential trainings and all those. I would say that there are a lot of incentive being given. Maybe it's time for us to learn to actually adopt it. Yeah. So what is actually what we're going to combine is actually we know that the business, we have our operations, we have a lot of strategies. We're going to apply the AI agent with the automation to match it, so that whatever that we do, that the original one is this, what we are doing, we're going to be plus AI plus automation becoming an AI workflow that you're going to help us to save a lot of times. So at the end of it, we will propose something like, local architecture. I mean, originally we were thinking about, to actually go through, the workflow, the chatbot, automation platform, but I don't think we're going to have time. But basically what it means here is that we're going to take our data layer, use the simplest form, the Google Sheets, with the, the workflow automation and also the chatbot automation, plus the AI to make it to become an intelligent layer, so that we can make use of it. So now, the last thing that we want to see is that where are we at? It's actually learning AI. We cannot jump around and then learn this, everything. I have personally mapped out, since about 2-3 years ago. I myself, like you guys, are totally confused as a software developers, full stack. I'm lost. I don't know what they are talking about, But then after, been starting for the training and starting to to help different companies to adopt the AI strategy together with Jen, and then we kind of these are the route that I think is actually right now we're talking about models here, the top layer. It's all about the generative AIs, the prompts, the structures, the RAG. RAG, it means that it's a retrieval augmented, generative. It means that you store it's like some sort of database, but it's going to give the AI some sort of a memory, and then we're going to talk about some APIs and custom GPTs. If we have been paying for ChatGPT Pro, there is a custom GPT whereby you can actually use it, to customize using the API to actually call the rest of the world of any of the available function. I'm talking about, let's say, Trello. I'm talking about, let's say, Bittrex 24. I'm talking about any of this, you can actually use that, and then the second layer, it will be the agent where this year, especially this year, where Anthropic, where the clock, where they came out, the MCPs and the rest. So agent, becoming like there will be. So these are all the things that has been, like, even Jen was talking about the ethical applications of the app, and agent is it need to have advanced concept. We have to learn about different architecture, different patterns, even guardrails, even how are we going to apply it. And then slowly we have to move from the agent into the business processes, and then it will jump into the next layer, which I think it will be coming up. It will be specs, skills, context engineering. Means that it's all about writing a lot. Like, for example, I am not an engineer. I'm not a manufacturing professional. But you are the matter expert, and you will know your context. You will know your specs. You write it, and then but of course, the foundation has to come from right from the start till the end. Until, I mean, a lot of people, they say, wow, they listen to say, oh, I want a white coding. I don't have any other, foundation, all this, I want to jump right into, I want to tell the Google, or tell the Cloud, tell the GPT Cortex, to help me to develop some sort of app. You can, but it will take as much cost and long, and you will, when there will be problems, and when you don't have a proper foundation, you would not be able to effectively, and productively, to come out some sort of very useful kind of apps. So that's why I say I see that this is what I see that it's come because right now all this is still a bit like everyone is trying to just capture the market, all the big brothers in the market. Google got Opal, then it came out for developer, it came out anti-gravity, blah blah blah, all these things. So so this is actually, from what I see, if we are going to adopt AI, we should, follow a proper route and have like Jen said, a strategy, a strategy to do it. Okay, so summary, I think at the end, we can see that increased productivity. We can actually help the company, the products, the items to have a very good qualities, because we do no longer need to depend on human. We can actually have even you're talking about production, you use the visual, intelligence, to do some sort of a filtering, or whatever, and it helps the humans, to actually drive more agility and even more data driven. Yep. So so at the end, AI, is a tool, but we all have to make a smart move today. You guys are an expert. You have to plus a better AI workflow. We're gonna improve. So come back to the original question: will AI replace me, my job? Yeah. I know that the robot is coming. The robot is coming soon. Maybe in the next 2-3 years, it's come to the town already. But will it really replace my job? Actually, I don't know. I don't have the answer. What we know is over here, we can actually what we can help is we will help, like Jen, will be able to provide consultations in AI strategy, join a club, and in fact, we can actually adopt to training. We provide customer support, for all the, all the platforms, and then we can actually start automating, and customize the service. So yeah, so I think this is actually the cost, but that's okay. So yeah, so that is from me. So will AI replace me, my job? If you don't master AI today, AI will master you. So that's my presentation. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Before we go for the question and answers, could you have a photo session for Arjuna? Please switch on your cameras.
Please turn on your camera.
Yes.
Yeah, we do very quick. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Thanks.
Both sheets in the whole things. All right, good.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Question and answers. Any questions? Any questions in the chat box? Let me see.
Just now, I think somebody asked, let me check, by Mr. Kairiri. What is your view on manipulative AI that has been used by firm to strategize its business outcome? So how can current, I just cut it short, how can current legislative be used to help affected parties? Yeah, I think this kind of thing, right, falls under AI governance. And there are some kind of AI governance being set up by the government of Malaysia and also in ASEAN and also in the various part of the world. So there is such a governance structure, but of course, the government side, the business side will need to work hand in hand to spread the awareness and probably some enforcement as well. Yeah, this kind of thing will bound to happen. Even imagine, that there's this term called data poisoning as well. That means I want to manipulate the market. I want to goring some stock market up. Imagine somebody put certain data into the internet, what would happen, right? Such thing could happen. Yeah, so that's why we need governance.
Any other questions, please? Okay, if there's none, we shall close the session. Thank you very much
Yeah, but
Miss
before
Jane
we
Chew,
close, yeah,
yeah.
can I ask, what do you all learn from our session so far?
No, that one survey will come in. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All
We
right,
will,
share with us.
we'll send, yeah.
Okay,
We will be doing a survey on it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much,
yeah, thank
Miss
you so
Jane
much.
Chew. And thank you very much, Mr. Kalman Chia. We have now come to the end of the program today. Now, before we depart, I would like to thank the speakers for the valuable time and sharing with us their knowledge. Also, thank you all for participating today and making this session a success. Hope all of you have marked your attendance and filled out the survey form. All right. Till we meet again, probably in February, March 2026. Happy New Year 2026 in advance. And thank you once again for your participation. Have a good week. Take care and stay safe. Thank you very much.
Right, bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much.